Hello everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I'm Vamp, and yes, I have. This is like my second FPS of the weekend. Shush, quiet. You can't prove anything. Um, I shall be playing Nour, who is desperate to get his mind off things, and who also has a mission. He has a mission that
Yes.
he's here to undertake. And I am joined today by my lovely, beloved, lovely best friend, Abby.
Hello, it's me, Arso Obsessions, also known as Avi, coming at you straight from the Ooby Dooby. Anyway, today I'm playing Petra. Petra Berry. She's here. She's
Yep.
here. She's vibing.
And Petra Biduri is about to have a very well like unwelcome question mark guest. But it is a lovely day outside. The sun is shining, birds are chirping, flowers are blooming. Petra, what are you doing today?
Well, on days like these,
Dwarfs like her.
dwarfs like her are in fact painting.
Right. And it is like
Because
this
like one of
day.
Petra does like a lot of different stuff for to spend her free time. One of the things she likes to do is make things, either be that through painting or like making little figures out of clay. She tried woodworking stuff once, like with carving wood. It didn't work out so well. She's not as familiar with wood as she is with stone.
And this town is like very, very like pretty. Like it's very scenic. It's just amazing thing to like paint.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the middle of painting when suddenly there is someone like standing in front of your canvas and casting a little shadow.
Hmm.
And it's your good friend question mark Nour who just did the gas station slide in front of your canvas. And he's kind of leaning on it right now, his arm like slung over the canvas, and he's just like, "Hey, Petra,
Oh, hi.
looking good today, huh?"
Uh, just kind of stares up at Nour, isn't exactly sure how to respond.
Winks at her, and he's just like, "You should put a flower behind your ear or something. It'd go well with your eyes."
Uh, thanks. I guess,
Petra is just dying. In fairness, Nora is also very pretty.
that he is.
That he is. And red and orange, like red, orange, gold eyes, kind of like look down at Petra as he, and they like kind of smolder a little because, say, I have a favor to ask.
I figured that as much. What do you want? And like Petra's just kind of partially ignoring Nour as she like goes back to painting.
He drapes himself over his canvas and like it's not the drawing like one of your French girls posts exactly because it's still standing, but it's like similar vibes. It's just like,
Oh my
ah,
gosh.
come on. Aren't you at least a little curious as to what I'm going to ask?
I mean, partially, but also it would be nice to have like a nice chat without you needing me for something specific.
I mean,
I
Petra,
don't know.
I could just be asking for a kiss.
No. I am. You are not my type.
He gives an offended squawk at that. And then he's just like, all right. Can't say that can't say that didn't hurt a man's heart even just a little bit, but no, I'm not here for a kiss actually. Although you are very pretty, no offense. But I'm actually here wondering, do you have a gold coin you can lend me?
A coin?
A
Why?
single gold coin. Well, you know how Grimace and you know the things he sells. And I have
Actually,
60.
I don't really. What does he say? What do they? Right, sorry. Getting used to that.
Yeah, I really forgot that as well. They sell. Well, they're a merchant, and Nour just waves a hand, and they have. They have. What's your comment? I am trying so fucking hard. I'm sorry. But
I
yes,
am also trying.
feel free to correct us if we're mistaken
E
terms. Because really, there is no
E.
excuse at this point. Because we've been with Grem for a while now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That Nour's just like, oh, they're a merchant. They sell a lot of stuff. I have my eyes on this just gorgeous pair of rings. You know how it is. And they're 65 GP exactly, and I have 64. And Graham has the soulless countenance of a stone wall when it comes to money, and he won't like reduce the price even by a single gold piece.
Well, I mean, seems like a smart business decision. Although then again, I'm not exactly good at running a business. I've never run a business or whatever. You get what I mean.
Yeah, sure. But well, do you have any gold pieces to lend me? And he's batting his eyes at you.
I mean, I do. Whether I'll give you one is another question entirely.
Oh, come on, Petra. It's just one gold piece.
Yeah, sure. Well, even if I give it to you, I doubt you can get anything with it.
Huh? What you mean
Like,
by that?
nobody'll take my money.
I think here he kind of like blinks at her, and he does look a little confused as he goes. Generally speaking, most people are very excited to take your money.
I mean, well, that would depend if they have money if you have money that they can use. And apparently, the money I have is the ones that they can't use. So,
What kind of money do you even have? And he's like looking down on like Petra over the canvas, like.
nah, give me a sec. Is starting to rummage around first through her like actual pockets before saying like, hold on, it might be my hammer space.
Hammer space. Sure, it's lucky for Toons to have those, huh?
Well, I guess. And like, I must stress, even though my art style is very toony, Petra herself does not look like a toon most of the time.
Fair enough. I'm just
Yeah.
imagining that Nora has probably seen her use her hammer space a few times at this point. So he's like,
Yeah.
ah, yeah, she's probably a toon. An extremely realistic looking one, but still a toon.
Well, you're half right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's just like, ah, hammer spaces. Sure would be nice to have those instead of having to lug backpacks around like a pleb.
Well, they do have things out there that exist that are like hammer spaces.
Oh yeah.
Here we
Grab
go.
was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Then Petra pulls out the coin. Where is the file that I have ready? Ah, no. Kill.
Did you lose the coin, Avi?
Hold on. I'm getting the coin.
Coin.
I am getting the coin.
Please tell me you didn't lose the coin.
No, I got the coin. Here it is.
Yes, that's the coin. That
Mhm.
sure looks very familiar. Use me out of there. That sure looks familiar.
Okay, well, just making a speaking it for those who are auditory listenings. On one side of the coin, there is the image of what appears to be a deer skull with two pairs of antlers, one smaller than the other, and the other side appears to be a looming castle. So, yeah,
Hmm.
money.
I'm gonna roll history for Nor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
that.
jeez,
Hey, Avi, what can you give me with a fucking nat 20?
I mean,
That's a nat
I
20. Oh
I
no.
do not know a lot about Nour. I know some Nour lore, but I don't know all of it.
Okay, I will say he is real kind, so you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do anything. However, considering that's a nat 20, Fable, you are in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Fable, how much would Nour know? But that's a nat fucking 20. What is it with the guys and Dreamer's Crest crew going, no, your lore, hand it over.
The dice want us to speedrun this, apparently.
Yeah, Fable, if you could unmute and play. Because
Oh gosh, okay.
I mean, that was a nat 20. Right. So the coins that have just been described are well, let's put it this way. Nour, you are a real kind. And Fruma is no short its legends and its myths. A lot of which are legends that, are legends of Inkwell. Are legends that kind of, leak over from there to here, and there is no shortage of that considering. So you have definitely heard the myths of an old king from 200 something years ago, and you are aware that this king was referred to as the antlered king. And on and I'm just gonna go ahead and say the obvious that have already been stated. One of the sides of this coin, has a deer skull with antlers.
Yeah, actually, this makes a lot of sense that he would know this. Because on one hand, he was real kind, and he is real kind, and he doesn't really pay particular attention to to caring much about what other people do. But also on the other hand, it actually makes a lot of sense that he would know this for reasons that I just DM'd Fable about.
Okay.
Yeah, me sweating. Oh god,
Yeah.
okay. The dice really when Dreamer's Crest gets all the lore.
Mm-hmm. Also, I must stress, Petra did not hand you the coin. She's mostly just holding it out to you.
And he kind of like looks at it and like hears there and it's just, oh, I haven't seen one of this in a while.
I mean, I figured it as much since nobody seems to be using it anymore.
Man, this is old Petra. Like, this is from the reign. What was his name again? Reign of the Antler King. Something. I mean, I'm real kind. I didn't hang in Ninquan.
Petra looks leagues of confusion.
Petra, and here he kind of like looks at Petra and looks at the coin and looks at Petra. And can he make an insight roll real quick?
Sure. Sure.
That's an 11.
It's an 11. What are you trying to insight?
Trying to insight like how she's feeling right now and like what she's thinking.
I think it's mostly just vague confusion. Petra is not a very smart woman, but she's just kind of like glancing down at the coin that you have claimed is to be very old, but she does not think is so very old. It's just there's a lot of contradicting facts and presented to her, and she's just a little bit thrown through a loop.
He puts like his cigarette to his and it's kind of like quiet and like Petra, I'm not having your real insight because he's not exactly trying to hide it. Nour's like debating whether or not to say something.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, if you're just you said you wanted a gold coin, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There's something he wants to say. Is he gonna say it? He's not sure. He's just like looking at you.
Now I'm gonna roll insight. Yeah. Oh boy. That's 12.
Yeah, he's not actively trying to hide it, Because this is not something he really cares much about actively trying to hide. He is definitely like debating whether or not to tell you something. He knows something about this coin.
I think Petra just sighs and puts her hands on her hips, like, all right, come on, spit it out.
You sure?
Maybe. I don't know.
You aren't going to like punch me in the stomach or something for saying this, right? I'm not a Toon. I don't bounce back from that.
I mean, I'm not fully attuned either. I know how to hold my punches.
Hey, that's great. And Nour puts his cigarette in his mouth, blows a column of smoke, and it's just like, that coin of yours, the Ring of the Antlered King, well, let's just say it's been more than 200 years since I've
To
200 years since I've well, that's what the legends and myths say. Is it's been a long time since the man himself was actually alive.
what? That
Coin,
does
coin, old.
not sound right. Wow, okay. I am just sitting here. Petra's just sitting here.
Yeah, Nora's just standing here. He's still leaning on her like canvas and like with a cigarette in his mouth, and he's just like he points at the coin, just like coin, oh, like pre-erasure old.
Hmm. Petra is just once again leagues of confusion. Hold on, you are. Hold on. Erasure? What is?
Yeah.
What is that?
He kind of scratches his cheek. Me, it was an Anqual event, and again, not a Toon, so not sure how accurate my information is, but from what I know, it was a cataclysmic event that happened in Ninquell.
Hmm.
Happened, what, 50 years ago? I think? I don't quite remember. I'm sorry. He kind of like waves his hand a little. And
Hmm.
by the way, like this is like I am using Nora as an excuse if I get any information wrong, because like it is in character of him to like butcher his numbers a little.
You know what? That's fair.
That time is kind of hard for him,
Yeah, that's fair.
and he's just like kind of looking at Petra like, I mean, didn't you know this? You actually live in
I mean, yeah, but I erasure. Like Petra's she's mostly confused and like trying to process all this information. Oh boy.
You doing okay there, buddy?
Uh, just give me a sec. I'm processing. So coin, 200 years old. Erasure, whatever it is, 50 years.
50. And his face crunches up a little. Might be 50, might be 200. I'm not a historian.
That's a jump. That is a very big number jump.
He gives a shrug. Like he gives a shrug, and it's somewhat apologetic, but he kind of like just looks at her and it's like, "Well, I'm not a historian, and I'm not even a Toon. Besides, you might have better luck asking about this to other Toons.
Hmm.
Maybe Tia. Maybe she's old enough to have lived through it. I don't know."
Well, I mean, they didn't Tia mention like being in the magical girl thing, like I don't remember how long ago.
Oh, yeah, the magical curl wars. He puts a cigarette to his mouth. Actually, do remember those because he did roll like another not 20 for that history check and rumors craft.
Mm.
No, the magical curl wars were more recent than the erasure.
Hmm.
Much more recent. That's that much I can tell you.
Hmm. You know, you didn't really strike me as much of a history buff, and yet
Well,
here
no.
you are.
Oh no, I'm not. And he gives like an easy shrug. I just like capture bits and pieces every now and then, I guess.
I suppose that makes sense. Hmm.
I mean, where did you even get the coin from? It probably net you a pretty good price with some historians or archaeology buffs.
I mean, I've just had it. It's 200 years. Well, I mean, again, I've just had it. This was the money that we use. I'm confused. Ugh. Petra is just staring down at this coin.
Nor
And, you know,
just like,
she was gonna like have you spar for it, but now she's looking at this coin like, ugh.
I'm so sorry, Petra.
This is a lot of implications.
I'm so sorry, Petra. I didn't expect Nour to roll a fucking nat 20 in history.
Jeezums, a nat 20 in history. Jeezums.
I was like, oh, maybe he'll roll like a 15. That would be enough to like give a little hint, right? But not like drop in implications. But no, he rolled a nat fucking 20.
Hmm.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
but also, oh my god.
Hmm.
And he's
Yeah.
he's kind of looking down at Petra like, the money that you use? Are you telling me you're like over 200 years old?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know I'm like 40 something, but 200 years. I like Petra's just kind of like rubbing her face.
Nour is just standing here. He has no idea what's happening. But then he's just like, so the coin?
Right. And like Petra's kind of glad for the distraction. She is very quickly just kind of batting it off to the side. You can see the thought bubble that had been forming just kind of getting blown away to the to the wind. And she's holding a coin. All right. You want this, right?
Yes. The coin, that's the whole point of this.
Excellent. We're gonna spar for it. And Petra's grabbing you by the arm.
Wait, what?
And she's gonna start dragging you into the woods.
Oh, no, wait, hold on, no. I've seen you farm with March. You can knock my teeth out. You can't like do this to my face. Petra! And I imagine like they just pass by March who's like sitting somewhere.
Listen, if you want this, you're gonna have to earn it. Show me you want it. And I need to and I need to see how somebody like you has been able to handle themselves this whole time. Because I do believe that you've got something up your sleeve. Or, well, non-existent sleeves, but...
March, save me! Gran!
But nobody came.
I want to actually roll something real quick. He tried to throw a rock at Graham, but like it misses by a mile.
Well, there they go.
There we go, bye!
Into the woods. actually taking Nour to the last spot where she and March actually had a spar a couple, I want to say maybe a couple days ago. So
Are there still
you
trees that are like
probably get to the freaking clearing in the woods, and there's like just ink everywhere, uncleaned.
question? Are there craters and like trees that are like snapped in half?
Well, maybe not trees snapped in half, but maybe one or two craters and skid
Just
marks.
looks at those. He just looks at the craters and then he just kind of looks at Petra and gestures at the craters and then gestures at himself.
Petra just kind of like raises an eyebrow challengingly. Like, come on. And like, I feel like Petra just kind of like flips the coin in her fingers before catching it again and shoving it back into her hammer space. Just tantalizing. Listen, if we're gonna be working together in the near future, I gotta know what you're capable of, alright? Oh, Vamp? Oh, Vamp is deafened. I do not know why. Oh, Vamp! It appears that I am now alone. Hello, gallery. Hello. It's going good. Hi.
Hi, sorry, I'm back. My sister just gave me the invitation to her wedding.
Aww.
She gave me like the envelope, and I was like, oh, a letter for me from who? Wait, put it over there. And then she was like, no, wait, open it in front of me. And I still did not connect the dots between why she was so excited for me.
Aww. I gently pat you, Vamp.
Also, none of you guys heard my real name, right?
No, not that I heard.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, what did you hear? What did you say? I mean, well, I had to disappear.
While you were gone, Petra kind of like flipped the coin in her fingers and like put it back in her hammer space, and was basically like, "Look, if we're gonna be working together in the near future, we need to know what we're capable of. All right? It's only logical." And I feel like the best way to know that is to, throw hands.
Why haven't you joined hands with Grim then?
Oh, don't worry, they're on my list.
Oh, and here he Grim. Oh, when you throw hands with them, can I watch?
I mean, I'm not stopping you. If you want to spectate, feel free.
He definitely cleans at this. He kind of like frowns a little and goes, "Still, I not the best at fighting. Well, he bats his eyes at Petra. I'm much better with my words than I am at fists."
Well, you got the whole fire stuff, don't you?
Well, yeah, but he looks like he's visibly biting his tongue.
I mean, having magic is better than having nothing. I mean, do you even have armor? Petra says, and she looks the most serious she has all day, like looking at you.
Nour looks at Petra and then once again gestures at himself. Just like, Flair, do you think I would be able to wear this armor? Have you seen how heavy those get? Yes, I could.
Petra, like, deadpan, just is staring at you and, like, raising an eyebrow, and I'm gonna roll hammer space. That almost failed, but it didn't. There's just a loud metal clang as, like, Petra pulls out her suit of full plate armor from her hammer space, and it just plops down beside her.
Nour
Yes, I am aware.
Nour takes one look at that and just shivers, like, no, thank you. I wouldn't be able to wear something that heavy, and besides, cracks in our pose would look quite unflattering on my finger.
Well, because this is my armor. I don't even think this would fit you. I'm just
Petra.
saying, if eventually you gotta get your own pecking armor, or otherwise I swear to the concept that I will force you into something to protect yourself. Cause good
Okay.
golly. What'd you
Look.
say? I didn't hear you.
God, I hate that I have to fucking repeat this. Nor you stupid motherfucker. He just went, ooh, kinky.
Okay, you and Petra is dragging Nour out to the center of the clearing, ignoring any and all protests, setting him 15 feet across from her.
Do we have to
And
do
she's.
that?
Yes. Yes, we do. Listen, this woman is a dwarf. There's no changing her mind.
Yeah, and he just like he puts his head in his hands, and he's just like, "Fine, you're probably going to win, though."
I mean, we won't know until we try.
All right.
I mean,
fine.
like, do you want to roll insight on Petra?
Sure, let's go.
Just for fun?
Let's go.
Yee!
Not
Okay.
bad.
So with the 16, she is doing this partially, yeah, because the kinky comment, jeezums. But also, like, most of this is for Petra does believe that Nour does have some way that he's capable of protecting himself. She kind of wants to see it in action. Because, like, she's going off the assumption that, yeah, if you've survived this long being the way you are,
Haha.
then you must have some kind of trick under your non-existent sleeves.
God, Nor just notices this and it's just like, fine.
Relax. Even if I do deck you, I do have healing spells. I mean, I'm a cleric for the concept's sake.
Okay, all right, fine. Let's go for it. And in the most unenthusiastic voice possible.
And here is the rolls.
I would like everyone to pay close attention to Norse initiative. Oh, that's a 0. I think like Nor trips actually.
No, I just
That's an even. Why hasn't he tripped?
Petra's just watching this like, are you okay? Do you need a minute?
Yeah, yes, please.
I think he just waits for Nour to get up.
He rolls over and up and dusts himself off. And he's just like, Hey, do you remember when back in the cave I told you guys that I would be a bad idea to go swimming?
Yes.
Well, that's why. I'm actually quite surprised I haven't tripped in ice yet.
Well, I mean, you're probably not that clumsy. Petra says so awkwardly. Extremely awkwardly, I must stress.
He just rolls.
She's like trying to like reassure him, but at the same time, it's so poorly executed.
He just rolls his eyes and lights a cigarette with his finger, and she's like, "Well, come on then. You don't have to patronize." Actually, that might be a good thing. That might be a good thing. Patronize me, but that means I'm not going to get my lights.
I wouldn't say that quite yet. Petra kind of mumbles under her breath as she pulls out. Oh,
That's a fun roll.
Nour, you are saved by the bell.
What?
I'm
the
gonna
fuck?
look at her fumble chart. Let me roll a d20. Boop. A 17. Let me look at what a 17 is. Okay, so Petra pulls out a bar of soap, and noticeably there is in fact a bite taken out of it.
Nour just
Like,
raises both his eyebrows and looks at her smoking.
that's not my warhammer. Give me a second. And like Petra's kind of blushing as she shoves it back into her hammer space. And like how Petra does her hammer space is that she kind of either reaches behind herself or off screen.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing her reaching behind like a tree or something, and then okay, that's a 7. That one succeeds. Yeah.
I think I'll leave it up to you if the fumble took the turn, but personally, I'm like, it's only one fumble, so I don't think it would
Yeah.
have.
If it
Yeah.
was 2 fumbles, it probably would have taken the turn, but since it was just 1, I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
God, you're gonna
Anyway,
kill him. We both know you're gonna kill him, right?
I know this. I'm excited. All right. Well, I think Petra's just gonna start off with just a weapon attack.
Okay.
So, Nour, Petra pulls out her warrior and it starts running right at you.
Oh my god. Roll your attack.
Here's
don't
the
think that-
attack.
That's a not fucking 20. Abby, roll your fucking thing. Abby, you're gonna one-shot this boy.
It's 2d8 because it's doubled because of the freaking net 20.
Yep. What do you roll like one point and 1 point though? Like minimum damage? That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. It actually did really low damage.
Yeah, that's extremely low actually.
Yeah. So I doubled the dice and not like the total damage because that's how I wanted to do it. So it's you take 8 damage from one attack.
Actually it's better that you double the dice, because if you had like doubled the damage, then you would have just doubled the 1, and that would have been very little damage.
Yeah.
So 8, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's not bloodied yet, but oh my god, Petra, it's so easy to fucking hit this guy.
Yeah. You didn't even dodge.
Like, it's that thing where he tried to dodge, but he kind of like flailed a little, and like she hit him. Like, this is like his in-character and universe reason for having such fucking bad armor class. Yes. Hold on. Fire Brimstone, can we just call this off?
Do you want to roll persuasion?
I'll roll persuasion, because this is in character for him.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I personally don't want to. Oh, come on! I'm doing it at disadvantage. Oh, come on!
19. I think with like a persuasion like that, Petra kind of like pouts a little as she puts one hand on her hips. All right, but first, at least show me what you can do. All right, and like Petra like kind of like puts both hands at her side, just like a come on, come at me, please. I'm begging for this.
Real second. Real quick. Okay, it's a 2. Nour considers this, and then he's just like, fine. And God, he rolled a 2. I did not expect him to roll a 2. That D2 wasn't for whether or not he'd continue fighting. That D2 was whether or not he'd activate one of his features.
Oh.
You know the feature I'm talking about.
Oh no. I'm in danger.
Yeah, Nour looks at you and then he combusts.
Oh! Ah! Neat. What do you do now?
Yeah, that takes a bonus action, and as his action, he is gonna cast Burning Hands. So Petra, make a con save.
A con save. A con save. A con save. Okay.
Yeah, I mean she's gonna like. Oh wait, not a con save, a dex save.
Oh, it's the same either way.
Oh god.
That's
Yeah,
a 12.
that's not needed. So Petra, you take this is cast at second level, so you take 3d6 plus 5.
Oof.
Yeah, and you
Oof.
see Nour like bring his thumbs together, and a sheet of fire washes over you.
Nice. Nice. Oh man, I think as soon as Nour casts that spell, Petra's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I am. Petra cheers.
God. And he's gonna take a gamble here and move 30. No, even I think he's gonna move 30 feet back. Petra does get an opportunity attack if she likes.
Opportunity attack. I think she's gonna take it because you've gotten her excited.
Okay.
That's a d20 plus. It's a plus 6. No, it's a plus. Wait, no, it's a plus. Yeah, it's plus 6. Yeah. 24 to hit.
However,
Bonk.
take when you bunk Nour, you do take fire damage.
Ooh, how much?
You take 5 fire damage.
Ooh, okay. Noted. Noted. That's actually very much. Oh boy.
Oh, no damage.
Alright, so that's gonna be a d8 plus 4 damage. 8!
Nour's bloodied.
Oh. Yeah. I figured as much. Anyway.
He is
Bonus
30
action.
feet away now.
Yeah. Bonus action. Petra's gonna cast Healing Word on herself.
Nour sees you healing, and he's just like, that's cheating.
Listen.
Yes, I'm listening, Avi.
You know what? That's it. I don't have anything else to say.
Can she close the gap between them with her action?
Uh, she can only move 25 feet.
Nope.
So I don't think she can quite close the distance, but first I'm gonna roll healing, because oof. 6 healing. 6 healies.
Hey, you negated the damage you got from giving him a pawn.
So that was the okay. So hitting Nour was her opportunity attack, and then the bonus action was her healing.
So you still
Hmm.
didn't cast a spell.
I think she's gonna cast
Guiding bolt.
No, I'm thinking cantrip. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save? Oh no, because he's so good at that.
Hey, at least I'm not making you roll a dex save. Oh, that's not good. All right, this was Toll the Dead.
Oh my god, out of all the ones you could have cast, you cast that one?
Yeah.
You're so mean to him, Avi.
Finger guns. Anyway, 7. That is 7 damage.
Yeah, he's
So
not
you-
looking very hot.
Hmm.
But it is
Yeah.
now his turn, and he's casting Scorching Ray.
Ooh.
And because it's second level, only 3. So that's
That does not hit. That does hit, because Petra's not wearing her full plate armor. And that also hits.
Yep, and so that's each of them 2d6 plus card. Okay, so that's this is for the first ray that hit,
Oof.
and this is for the second ray that hits.
Oof. Oof. Okay, yeah, Petra's way past bloodied. Oh man.
And
Ooh.
and as a bonus action, let's see. Nah, he's not gonna do anything as a bonus action. He's just gonna back away again.
Yeah.
Very
I think at this point, Petra, for her turn, she's actually gonna hold up both of her hands like, okay, that's ooh. Okay, now we can drop the fight. That was cool, but also, ow!
You healed yourself, and you cast Toll the Dead on me. Out of all the spells, you cast Toll the Dead.
Yeah, but I am barely standing, my dude. I must be honest. You can really handle yourself. Hold on, come here. And Petra's like walking over to Nour and like clapping a hand on his shoulder and casting Cure Wounds.
Out of curiosity, how much HP was Petra at?
5.
You want to know how much Nour was at?
How much?
8.
Wow.
Like Petra, he looks just as bad as you. Slightly less bad, but still just as bad as you.
Okay. Well, luckily for you, you are getting some cure wounds at 2nd level.
I have to ask though, did she at least wait for Nour to turn off the fire before she clapped her hands on his shoulder?
Yes, she did. Don't worry.
Good. That's
Because
good.
if she did, she would have fallen unconscious because she had 5 hit points left.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the flames that had like enveloped him kind of like died down, and he's like back to normal. He's like, hey, I haven't used that in a while.
Whatever that was, it was impressive.
Thanks,
And you have gotten 10 healies.
He has gotten 10 healies. He is now no longer bloodied.
Yeah.
He's just looking at her like, and you healed in a spar.
I mean, in my spar with March let me heal, but sorry, I should have asked beforehand.
No, it's fine. And he's grinning, and he's just like, for a second there, I thought Miss Goody Two Shoes had a mean streak in her.
Maybe not. I don't know. Sorry about that. And like that just awkwardly standing there now.
Petra sweating.
I'm gonna roll hammer space.
And Nour is just like, well, did I satisfy you then?
Rolling hammer space. Yeah. Petra just kind of shrugs and pulls out the coin she put in her hammer space earlier. And do you want to catch it? You want to catch it, Bam? Because she's tossing it to Nour.
Alright. That's a 13. He actually manages to catch it.
Yeah.
I'm close with it though. Petra, you have now learned this boy's dexterity extremely bad.
Yep. Going to your Nour. Anyway. Alright, well, I certainly know you can handle yourself.
Thanks.
But also, Yes, but also, yeah, if you don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it, alright? But also, if we're in a fight, you are sticking next to me. Because at least one of us has a shield. Or at least We'll get a shield eventually.
He just winks at Petra and like drapes himself over her. You know that gravity is increasing meme? He just does that, and he's just like, "Why, Petra, are you offering to let me be a damsel in distress? I'm honored. Yes, 1,000 times yes, I accept your offer. I'll be letting you do all the fighting from here on out."
Not all the fighting you. Okay. Petra just lets out the most exasperated sigh. You know what? I'm gonna roll a d2 to see what Petra does. You are so lucky. You are so lucky, Nour. Because she was just gonna step out of the way and have you fall like a tree.
Thankfully, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And well, he's just like picked on her, and he's just like, "Of course, I'm going to let you do everything in the fight, Petra. After all, didn't you see how weak I was in that fight earlier?"
I would argue against that, although
And then he grins here, and
I
it's
must
just
stress you need armor. I don't know necessarily about this armor, and like she taps the armor which had been left on the ground with her foot. But at least something, I'm begging you.
maybe he gives like a seesawing motion. It'll mess with my aesthetic. And hey, and he grins. You get to protect me all the time in battle. I don't have to lift a finger to help.
You are really laying it on thick, aren't you?
I really don't like fighting.
No, what fair. But also, if we do have to work together, please carry your own weight. I can't do everything all the time.
I'll fire off some scorching rays and charm person. So I won't promise the And he kind of gestures at the still half smoldering like hair. Can't promise that.
I'm sorry, I zoned out for like halfway through that. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
He basically said that he'll fire off some scorching rays and some charm persons and missions and whatnot, but he won't promise like that he'll like activate whatever it was that he just activated.
Fair enough. Can I ask why not, or
No. Immediately. Takes another drag from his cigarette.
fair enough.
And he's just like looking at her, and it's just like, unless you want to tell me why you're so confused about that coin.
And like Petra kind of like thinks to herself for a little bit. I don't know. I feel displaced, I suppose, is the word for it.
Well, he hadn't actually expected her to reply. He had kind of said it as a, you don't want to talk about it, right? I don't want to talk about it either. But then she said that.
Talked about it.
Yeah, and now he's sweating, and he's just like, uh-huh.
Well, either way, that's questions I'm saving for another time. I do not want to think about that at the moment.
Fair enough. And he kind of like, he holds up the coin that Petra gave him to the light, and he grins, and he goes, "Sure, I'll manage to convince Graham to accept this somehow. They seem like the kind of person to like stuff like this. Thanks so much, Petra. I'll think of you when I wear that ring." And he winks one last time before he misty steps away.
Petra's just like rolling her eyes and going to like gather all the stuff she left on the ground.
Yeah, and you will definitely notice that a lot of like patches of grass now are blackened or like smoldering. Oh, Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I think enough lore has been dropped for the day.
You know what? That's fair.
Another time.
Yeah. Ah. I just like the idea of the FPS closing on like Petra heading back to town to wherever she had left her paints and stuff, and Nour going to wherever Grem is immediately. Just a
Yeah.
beeline.
Nour slapping the gold on the table. Bitch, I have the money.
How good you're not dead?
No thanks to you, you pack neck.
And with that, I think that will bring our FPS to a close. Yay!
I honestly, Petra would have won that car if she had. Yeah, Nour was only hanging on 8 HP.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, she couldn't. She would have had to cast a spell rather than do
March, no! No, March!
God, like on the opposite sides of like opposite ends of town, Petra and Nour are both like yelling for different reasons.
Yeah. All right, for context for the listeners, because they can't see the screen, Fabulous typed in that March has started drinking some of Petra's paints while she was gone.
Unbelievable.
Oh, amazing.
Unbelievable.
And with that is the end. Thank you for listening. Yay!
Thank you
Star's
for-
getting a wave too.
Star.